y'all don't. Y'all gonna get to know him today. We got 6 on here, man. Let's do it, man. Yo. What it do, what it is. It's the pregame podcast. I'm your host. You know what they call me. They call me P. I got my other host. He here with me. He on the back end of Ones and Twos. That's the producer. I got DJ Boy with me. We got a good one for you today. We got a good one for you. Hey, the man is here. He ain't did nothing that I didn't think he could do. And if he thought you could do it, he'll tell you to go do it. I got my guy here, man. This guy coached me uh, my entire career in high school. He coached some of you other guys, y'all entire career in high school. He was all around football, bro. Forever in the day, he been there around the game of football in the city of Waynesboro. Hey, man, let's give it up, man, for Coach Cat, a.k.a. Kevin Gandy.
Yo.
What it do, man? What it do? What it do? How you doing on
Man,
this beautiful Sunday? Beautiful Sunday.
man, brother, I'm great, man. Just trying to prepare for this season, man. We kick it off next week, so time is drawn near. It's time to get it.
Y'all heard that? They kick it off next week. If you ain't doing nothing, if you up there around the way, if you're close, if you on Facebook, man, check him out. Y'all know what he do. He been doing it. He been doing it for a long time. So let's go back. Let's get in the time capsule, man, and let's go back. What what made you wanna coach? What made you want to get involved with teaching kids the game of football? Where did it all start? Where did it all start?
Well, I was getting ready to graduate from Alcorn State, and I wasn't quite sure where I wanted my career to go. I've always loved sports. Even though I wasn't playing at Alcorn, I was a student trainer at Alcorn, so I was always involved in athletics. So when I graduated from Alcorn, I called Coach Boys, I think the day of graduation, matter of fact. And he told me, he said, man, come holler at me. So I get there that Monday, and I come holler at him, and he said, man, let's go talk to the superintendent. Go talk to, I think it was RP State at the time. Go talk to RP. Then at the time, the principal was Al Smith. So
Yeah,
both of
Al.
them,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
all three of them welcomed me with open arms. And man, the show hasn't stopped since. God, a lot of people it takes them a long time to get into coaching, especially on the high school level. And I was blessed to have guys in my life that would take that opportunity on me, take that chance on me. And I've been blessed, and those guys, I still look up to them to this day.
Hey, first thing first, man. Shout out to once again, bro, Marcus Ball. Shout out to Marcus Balls, bro. Like in every story, in everybody you're gonna hear me come on this panel with, it's got something to do with Marcus Balls.
No
the
doubt,
goat,
no doubt.
undisputed, the goat, man. Shout out to him, bro. So your first, not your first game, your first practice with the orange and blue on, something that everybody dream of. I mean, I don't care who he is, but from Wayne Bree, dreaming that orange and blue. Your first time putting it on and putting that whistle on, coming to that practice field, how was it? Like, did you have to kind of adjust down because of you was at college, or did you kind of keep it around the same peak so you can get players ready for college?
Well, I had to tone it down a little bit. Just walking out there that day, or getting prepared for that day. I was nervous because being around guys that at that time I wasn't too much older than, so nervous if they would take
Right.
coaching from me seriously.
Yeah, I
And
remember. Yeah.
kids at Wayne County, they love football, man. They don't care who's coaching them. Long as you care about them, they don't care who coaching them. So
I
I was
agree.
nervous, but at the same time, man, I just feel like I got that gift that people just seem to kind of conform to me, and I conform to them. So I know how to build those different type of relationships.
Because no lie, what year was your first year at Wayne
See,
County?
I student coached the second half of 2006, but then I actually coached my official year was 2007, summer of
Right. So
2007.
that was my 10th grade year. Then when we got
Yes,
introduced to actual varsity football, and you was coaching JV also. So yeah,
Right.
I remember. So you're nervous. You don't want to, don't want to let yourself down. You don't want to let these
Yeah.
guys down because they actually know you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like they know you. So
Yeah.
how is it adjusting to, hey man, what's up, buddy, to, hey, I'm your coach, and this is what we got to do to get a win. How was
Yeah.
it adjusting like that?
Man, it was that part was kind of difficult because you was there. People wanted to call me Cat, and I didn't mind that as long as you put coach in front of it.
Right.
And that was the first thing Coach Boyle told me. He said, make sure him and Coach Chapman, make sure you separate business from your everyday life. And so that was the first thing I had to try to implement to kids when they was calling me Cat. I was like, I don't mind you calling me that, but call me Coach Cat. So that right there, I think, was the biggest adjustment to this day. Now everybody calls me Coach Cat, but I don't mind that. But at that time, I had to separate, like I said, separate business from everyday life.
Right. You branded now. You,
Yeah.
you've
Oh
been
yeah.
you've been branded a
Oh yeah. No matter where I
long
go,
time.
no man. No matter where I go, even my journey to Meridian and now Northeast, somebody has figured out that that's my name, Coach Cat. And so I
Branded,
just,
man. It's following.
hey, that's it. It
If
follows me
if
now.
if and coaching that Wayne County actually boosted a little bit. It put the spotlight on.
Yeah,
It put
because
the spotlight, and then you're
everybody
from
knows who Coach Cat is.
right. You're from the town. You're coaching the town. So let's go into your first season, your first game, first season, first game. Who was it against?
First season, first game, and I hate it to this day because it was Northeast Lauderdale.
Memories right there.
Man,
Okay,
that's
first
crazy.
season, first game, man. The jitters, cause I mean everybody nervous. I don't, who
Yeah,
he is, what you do. You're
yeah.
nervous. So how was the jitters, and how long did it take you to be like, okay, I'm here, like this is where I belong?
Uh, Man, getting prepared for the game, you don't feel the jitters. You don't feel them at all until you're not hearing that pregame speech. And then once you walk out that door, nobody has your back but the guys in that room. So, I'm nervous. My first game, Wayne County just come off a 2016 state championship undefeated. So, like, man, my game got to step up. I got to step my game up. It's got to be premier. Like, I got to be the best of the best because, like I said, just
Top
came off an
notch.
undefeated season. Yeah. So, like I said, such a coincidence, we lose that game. They're a team that's not used to winning. We're a team that's always winning. Like I say, just came off state championship. Now I'm the
I
now I'm the
remember.
head coach of that school. So
I remember.
and it's a guy on staff up there that reminds me about that game. And I told him, I said, dude, that was my first time ever coaching on a high school level. He said, I remember that. He said, there's no way we should have beat y'all. He said, but we just had that momentum. And he said, y'all guys just kind of felt like y'all were privileged. And I said, yeah, I can vouch for that. Yeah.
Tracy Lampton
And
said the same thing. I
yep,
had him on here last week, man. It all
yep,
ties into the same thing.
yep, yep. I
Preparation.
mean, they hit us in the mouth and we didn't like it, and we took it, and that was a season
Had
that,
to.
that was a season that I would love to keep in the back of my head. Love to keep in the
Learning.
back of my head.
Learning.
Yes.
A major learning curve. Ain't nobody never lost that much, man.
Yeah, you think about it. I don't think we even made the playoffs that year. That
We
year, I think we
did. We
were
went
seven. Yeah,
7-3 at the
7 and
crib.
three.
I
Right. So just
Thanksgiving,
think.
I'm at the crib eating Thanksgiving food. I ain't at practice. You feel me?
Right. Yeah, think about me though. My first year coaching, Wayne County has won at that time 3 state championships. I come in and we go 7 and 3, don't make the playoff. What you think going through my head?
That's
Am I a
solid.
bad? Am I a bad coach? What am I doing
Solid.
wrong? How can I fix it? So that kind of lit a fire under me at the same time.
So with that happening, and like you say, it left a sour taste in everybody's mouth. So this your first year. You fresh off the
Right.
court. So how did you take it? How was your preparation for January, because we were right back at it in January. So how was
Yep.
your preparation? Like when you woke up the next morning, what you say?
I called Coach Boyd actually. I called him. I was nervous about talking to him that night because I know he was upset. Everybody was upset. So in my head, I'm like, what can I do better? Who do I need to reach out to? So I called him. He said, look, dude, he said, there are going to be seasons where you just not going to get it done. As much as you prepare, you're just not going to get it done. And how you bounce back is what defines you. And so through my whole
Kev
career,
said
I've been
that.
knocked off. I've been knocked off my high horse through my whole career, and just that moment right there has defined my whole career. Because all I've done was bounce back. If you follow my career, all I've ever done was bounce back. So to have a guy in your corner like Marcus Ball and Marvin Chapman and Coach Mangle, man, guys that's been through some ups and downs and can tell you how to bounce back, and then you see it through. It's great to have guys in your corner like that.
No, hey, you're right. And I've experienced having them same guys 4 years.
Right.
Them same guys, man. Them same guys for 4 years. You couldn't do no wrong until you got on the field. That's when they told you about that wrong. And Chap,
Right.
man, like you say, Chap said the test of a champion is how he handles what?
Adversity.
Every time.
Every
When you on
time,
your
man.
high horse, I mean, it's good. It's easy.
Right.
You can get hit in your mind, bro. That's thing.
And,
So second year, you know the team
man, we
we
were
had.
loaded. We were loaded.
It was fun.
Yes.
It was fun. So let's second year, man. Your first coaches meet. What's going through your mind? Your first meeting in your second year, your sophomore season as a coach.
My sophomore season, I was a lot more vocal than I was the year before. Um, I kind of had some ideas. Not saying that my ideas were great, but I was a lot more vocal. My first year, I was just sucking everything in. So during the coaches meeting, especially the team, I mean the coaching staff as a whole, during that meeting, Coach Ball sat us all down. And he said, "What can we do differently than we did last year?" And so everybody just around the room gave their synopsis on what they could do differently. And my synopsis or my opinion was, I can get better as a coach. I can be
Right,
better
right.
with my group. Let's start with my group individually.
Stealth,
Yes,
stealth.
yes. Start with me, then start with my group, and then the snow it becomes a snowball effect. So like Coach Mangum always says, you get better as a player, we get better as a team. So if we got better as a group, we got better as a team. So the grind never stopped. Even during the off season, man, we worked. We worked. Like I said, you was a part of it. We worked, man. We Sundays we were up there getting it in. So
Oh
uh,
yeah, yeah.
you know,
Like for real. On
yeah,
Sundays, we was
yeah.
like there. Like it got back to fun. Like
Yes,
it wasn't a Sunday. We wasn't at the field house.
right, right. We put that work in, man, and like I said earlier, the more you pour into it and you pour into these kids and build a relationship, you can call them on a Tuesday night and they'll come up there and do what needs to be done.
Love of the game, man. You gotta have it. Like
Yep.
if you ain't got no love for the game, you pissing in the wind, like Murphy say.
Yep. That's it.
Hey, you pissing in the wind if you ain't got no love for the game, man. So sophomore year, we stacked, we loaded.
Man,
So
we
how
loaded.
do you remember that spring training as a coach? How
Man.
were you feeling that spring training, and what was your message to yourself, and what was the message to the collective whole that you was around?
That spring was brutal. It was a bloodbath, but at the same time it was fun because
I
you
told,
had a
hey,
bunch of
me and Pine
man.
talked about it. Bloodbath.
It was a bloodbath, man. You had a staff that was, top notch, top tier, that wanted the best for the program, wanted the best for the kids. Then you had 95 kids that had bought in 100%. The year before it was about 60-40.
Right, right,
That
right.
year
Yeah,
it
because
was that year.
complacency.
Yes, yes. So we had got a lot of the prima donnas out the way. Being honest, got a lot of that stuff out the way, and we locked in. Man, I'm talking about. there was nobody that could step on the field with us that year until, like I said, you hear coaches say it all the time. There's nobody on this. There's nobody that can beat you but you, and that's what happened to us that year. Didn't nobody beat us but us. We beat
Nope.
ourselves.
Ain't
We
a
beat ourselves.
soul. Ain't a soul lined up and beat us.
No doubt.
Not
No
like
doubt.
ain't a soul.
And
But like you
so,
say though, we that summer, bro. Oh my God.
yeah. I
Oh
mean,
man.
you think about that summer. We only really had to go and pick up a couple guys, to get the summer workout. Everybody was
That's
bought
it.
in, and that was simply because they didn't have a ride. But for the most part,
Hey,
everybody
shout
found a
out to
ride to work out, man.
shout out to Keith the Cole, man. Keith said what up, Cat? He said what
Yeah,
up.
my guy said, "What's good with it?"
Hey, shout out to Coach Chris, man, top tier staff. He say I speak about it all. Shout out to Coach Chris, bro. He was there.
No,
Hey,
yeah,
he was bro, basketball coaches outside with us. Come on, man.
man. That's what I'm saying. The support has always been there, man. Every sport, support has always been there. Uh, Coach Coleman and Coach Norman, man, they supported us 1,000%.
I mean,
You know,
thousand. You would have
you
thought
know.
they actually had headsets on.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt, through and through, through and through. And it was
Right.
likewise, we reciprocated the support. We made sure we supported basketball.
So let's get out of spring training because it was tough. Man, we had caution tape out there. Man, we had obituaries. Man, we had 2 days.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
had 2 days. So let's
yeah,
get past
man.
the
It
summer.
was like I
So
say, it was brutal.
it was lit, like the young
Okay.
folks say. So we in the
Yeah.
fall. We in August. August 18th, 2008. August 18th, 2008. What's on your mind as a coach? We ain't gonna go to the players yet. So what's on your mind as a coach to get ready for this season?
The biggest thing it was staying focused because we knew there was no doubt about it. Nobody in the state could beat us. That was our
I
mindset.
agree. I
Nobody in the
agree.
state could beat us but us.
No,
So in our
nobody, man.
mindset, our biggest task was trying to make sure we didn't put the cart before the horse. In other words, saying that we didn't tell y'all as players we're gonna play for a state championship. We kept saying that's what we want to do. Yeah, we knew we were gonna play for it, or we knew we had a chance to. We just had to make sure we kept the kids corralled to where they didn't get the big head like we did the year before, and that be the speed bump in the road. No, that was my mind. Us as a staff, that was our mindset to make sure y'all stayed locked in
Right,
until
right.
December 6th.
You know what's crazy, man? I went to school with a lot of them guys from Diabloville. They went to state that year.
Uh huh.
So them guys from Diabloville was like, man, ain't no way y'all lost that game, bro. But anyway, I fast forward a little bit. So let's go to the first game. First game of the year. First, no jamboree. We talking about the first game of the year.
Yeah.
What was it Meridian?
Was it Meridian?
No,
Yeah,
Meridian
it
was
was Meridian.
second.
No, who was
It
first?
was
Was it
second game.
Louisville?
That first game, yeah, it was it Louisville. We played them
Louisville.
in the
Yeah.
in the spring also. They had I forgot my guy name. He played quarterback at Jackson State and with the Gulf Coast. But yeah,
Uh huh.
they had
Yeah.
him. And that game was weird. So tell me about that game coaching. Tell me about the vibe and the feeling. Even though we had the high horse, but as a player, it kind of I don't know. It kind of felt weird that game.
The Meridian or the Louisville game?
The Louisville
The Louisville. See that game. Going into that game, we heard the hype about Louisville has always been a
Clay
state championship contender.
Clay.
Always.
That's his name. Clay.
Yep. Yep. And so, Coach Balls hadn't coached at Louisville before. So he kind of gave us the rundown on them. He said, look, y'all, they're going to be just as athletic as us. They're going to be just as tough as us. Our biggest thing, we going to win in the third and fourth quarter. That's what we're going to
You
win in.
guys was
Second half of the
big,
third
bro.
quarter into the fourth. And, it was a dogfight for a while.
It
It was
was.
raining. It was pouring down raining that game at the first half. And we battled. Then, ended up about midway to third, that's when Tracy Lampton, Kevin McDougal, and all those guys, DeMarcus, that's when the turn up came. And
I remember.
And we were always a second half team. You think about that year. I mean, we really
Yeah,
didn't just,
like no lie, we
yeah,
was.
yeah,
Like no
we
lie,
really
we
didn't,
was a second half team.
yeah, we really didn't put people away until midway to third, and then
Right.
the athleticism and the coaching and all that took place after that.
Toughness, toughness,
Yep,
toughness,
yep,
toughness. Halftime speech.
yep. We were,
Halftime speech.
yep,
When the
and I guess,
position coaches get done talking, then Coach Paul coming there. Oh, here we
mm-hmm,
go. Here we
yep.
go.
And like I said, we were a second half team, and if you think about it, that came back to haunt us in the playoffs.
Right. So let's go to Meridian.
Okay.
We was up. We was up. That game there, I don't even think we needed no motivation for that game. So let's go second game of the year. You got that first game out the way, sophomore season, first game out the way. You at
Yeah.
home now. You at home coming off that horrible season last year.
Right.
What's the preparation of playing Tyler Russell, playing Meridian, Chris Smith? They got the boy from Florida. He a receiver. You a DB coach. This is stuff you
Yeah.
don't gotta worry about.
Yep.
What was the
Yep.
message? What was the message to us? What was the message to us?
Well, every game, there's no lie. Every game, me and Coach Hall always told the offense, if y'all can score 21, we got it. That was our message before every game.
Every
So,
game.
us talking to y'all, and in our position group, this is how you get your name. This is how you get your name out there. You take the Giants and you slay them because everybody we
Giants.
had. I mean, we had a bunch of guys that the offense did not want, and we took them on defense, and we made a great defensive secondary with. And we did that every year in, year out.
I can
And
agree. I want
and,
to.
and to face a quarterback of that caliber, Division I quarterback, two Division I receivers. Marcus McCoy ended up, I think he was probably the top receiver in the state that year. And to hold
Chris
them
Smith,
to 14 points.
14.
God rest his soul, Chris Smith. I mean, heck of a player. Heck of a
Oh,
player.
yeah. Oh, yeah. On that diamond also. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so, like, that we talked about it like, the week before with Lamplin's interview. You know, he got looked over. Everybody got looked over because of who Meridian was. And
Right.
for me to be coaching at Meridian in the past 3 years and to walk in there and look at that thing and it says Meridian 14-1, the only one that only lost that had came to Wayne County. And I
And
made sure I pointed that out to him every single time we walked in that
it
field
was a
house.
loss. Like it wasn't no battle. That
Yeah.
we
Oh,
got the broom
yeah.
and we mopped the floor. They
And
scored
you,
the first drive. Matter of fact, let's do that. First
yeah.
drive, Meridian. We out there, crowd, hype.
Mm-hmm.
We hype. First play of the game, he go for 73. What's going on? What's going through your mind when you see number 2 go for 73 yards?
Yep, that was actually Marcus McCorley. Actually, his mom was my principal at Meridian, and she bragged
Yeah,
about bragged
small
about that,
world.
you know. And so, the first, like I said, the first thing go through my head is we got a long night. We got a long night, fella. but here's the thing, man. The game plan, we stuck to the game plan, and the game plan was to put juice in Tyler Russell's face and make him
Pressure,
get rid of that football.
pressure,
And when we did that, when Juice turned it on, that was the ball game. That was the
pressure.
ball game because he was trying to get that ball out of his hand as quick as
Man,
possible.
that's my first year actually starting. I had playing time or whatever, but first year actually start against a spread offense.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about jitters? These
Yep.
guys 6 whatever.
Yo, yeah. They
You
had
know,
some dudes now.
we 5-10. You
Yeah.
feel me? But like you say, pressure, man.
Yep.
That pressure. Like Norman say, pressure gonna bust them pipes.
Every time.
Every time that pressure gonna bust them pipes. So we get past Meridian, which was probably regular season the hardest game on the schedule, but it was fairly easy. So as we going through the season, we getting wins piling up, wins piling up. As a coach, how do you not keep the hype down? But how, like you say, how do you stop players from putting their carriage before the horse?
To remind them of last season, to remind them that they hadn't won nothing. You think about it. When Wayne County won it in 2016, everybody on that team was probably, the seniors at that time were sophomores.
Yeah, I was in the 9, they was in the 10.
So think about it. They didn't play much that year. That
Nope.
year they won.
Ain't nobody played much but number 5.
That's it. And he was a humble kid. So you take a humble kid that know that you don't have to pull off a high horse. You ain't got to worry about him. So everybody else, you just reminding them of how did you feel the last time you walked out the field? How did you feel the last time you walked out the field? And that if you're a competitor, that should stick in the back of your head. The last time you walked out the field, you took the L, that ain't good. And I remind my kids to this day, how do you feel the last time you walked out the field? That should be your motivation.
That hurt.
It's a hurt. It's a hurt. If you're a competitor, that should be the fuel to your fire.
Fuel. Especially when you are where you are, and on them double doors it says expect to win.
Yep.
So when you don't do it, that hurt.
Right.
You don't do it, that hurt.
And a lot of people take it for granted. When we walked out that door and you did touch that sign, say expect to win. If you didn't expect to win, in most years that I was there, you had a bunch of seniors that would run your butt off. That would get off in your ass and tell you, look, dude, if you ain't in, you need to get on and go somewhere else. And like I said, a lot of people take that for granted. And Coach Ball, he always gave seniors a lot of free reign to handle it up, manage the locker room and put it like that.
Yep, I remember him and Chap.
Yep.
Always give you, hey, this y'all team.
Yep.
This y'all team. We here to provide the scheme. Y'all on the field, like we can't do it. Right. So we rolling. This is 2008 football. See, we rolling. Man, we rolling. We get to the playoffs. How was the feeling from a coach's perspective when we hit the playoffs? First game playoffs. How you feeling? I know how we was, but how you feeling? How were the coaches around you feeling?
Me personally, excited. My last time actually playing was 2002. 2001. And we got beat by Biloxi in the first round of the playoff. So I'm nervous because we number one in our division. And just like we were number one in our division my senior year, and got beat by number 4. Because we had that same mindset that we had at Wayne County in 2007. We had a bunch of seniors that thought they were better than what they were.
Like they say, you can't roll. Hey, you ain't gonna roll that helmet out, bro. No. They're gonna lay down. It ain't gonna happen.
Nope.
It's not gonna happen.
Nope. So I'm nervous. But at the same time, I know what type of team we got. We got a bunch of guys that'll go to hell or high water to make sure that Wayne County get back to where it should be. And so
that's real.
Yeah, and that's real, man. We got a bunch of kids that just love football. And at the end of the day, it makes your job so much easier because you're not coaching effort anymore.
Oh no. You got to coach effort. You coach the scheme now.
Yes.
It's just straight what I need you to do when they do this. That's really
right.
All you doing. Because man, we had to do away with certain practices.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we had to stop going one-on-ones and scale, bro.
Right. Yeah. And it would get so competitive to where the coaches would actually get into it. It was and I remember that one practice where defense was just destroying the offense.
Man.
And then so And this is when we first started going tempo. Because, boys, he took Andre, he took Pound, and it was one more back. It was a young back. And he just kept snapping the
Wayne.
ball real fast because he got pissed off because we were hitting him in the mouth. And he just started snapping the ball real fast, throwing another back in there. And that was the only way they could move the ball. But like I said, it became very, very competitive to where, like I said, the coaches were competitive, players competitive. And like I said, you don't have to coach effort anymore. Once you stop coaching effort, having to stop coaching effort, the game becomes easy. Like I said, all you coaching the scheme now.
That's it. And where we from, I ain't gonna say we grow up football savvy, but it don't take much to be football savvy.
Right.
You just gotta think a little bit and do what the coach needs you to do in your position, in your gap, in your coverage. And guess what? That's when the magic happens.
Right. Exactly.
That's when the magic happens. So we rolled through the playoffs. I don't think we had a hiccup. I don't believe. I think we rolled through the playoffs. So we get to the third round, man. We got the nemesis. I mean, rivalry.
Yep. West Jones.
Biggest. I mean, we got West Jones, and on paper, no.
Right.
They couldn't see. Oh man.
Yeah, facts.
Like,
that year, we've had battles with them where you could kind of flip a coin and be like, I don't know who's gonna win this game. But that particular year, I mean, we were picked to win it. We were picked to beat them, and we didn't get it done. We just didn't get it done. And like I said, that's when it became, like I said earlier in the podcast, that's when we beat ourselves.
Bad. Because them guys from Diabloville, bro, I went to school with them guys like, bro, we was watching film on y'all, bro, way before the playoffs even started.
Yep.
So bro told me, he said, bro, we knew we was going to have to play. We were going to have to come to Wayne, bro, and beat y'all. He said, bro, we just kept watching film on Wayne County all year. That's what he told. He said, bro, when y'all got beat, he said, oh, we knew we were going to state.
Yep. And they ended up going to win it. So, but like I said, that was one of those games where we beat ourselves. Turnovers.
Turnovers, missed assignments.
Yes. And to this day, this day, just me. Every now and then, I still have to line up and coach against West Jones. They haven't changed what they do from 2000 whatever to this day. They have not changed what they do.
They ain't changed nothing.
The only thing I've seen them change, they instead of them being in a 3-1 up front, they're in a 3-2. Other than that, the back half don't change. The linebackers don't change. None of that changes.
But that's crazy.
That's when you have a program, because
that's crazy.
You're gonna do what you do, and that's what
you're gonna do. What you do, regardless of who on this field. Guess what we gonna do?
We're gonna do what we do.
I'm gonna adjust. We're gonna do what we do, and I'm gonna have my players adjust to the same SHIT we've been doing for 25 years.
Yep.
I did not know that they did the same stuff.
Yep, they have not changed. Now, offensively, they've been spread, but it's still spread. That's what it is. Spread is spread.
They 5-8.
But defensively, they've been who they are. They have not changed. So, that particular year, like I said, turnovers, man. Turnovers. And like Coach Boyd always said, if we'll block, tackle, and take care of football, the rest take care of itself. Well,
man,
we didn't block. We didn't tackle very well, and we didn't take care of the football.
Again, bro.
I mean, that's it. Block, tackle, and take care of the football. Those are the three things that gonna win you a football game. And if you don't do at least 2 out of those 3, you're not gonna win. And we didn't do it that night.
That night, bro, it was, I don't know, man. It was, as a player, that was a dream. Like, no lie.
Yeah.
That night was a dream, because I don't know what was going on offense, bro. I took snaps on offense.
Yeah. Yep. Sure did.
I don't know what was going on. I took snaps on offense and defense that night. That night, bro, I don't know what it was, but I got I got my producer. We got a small clip, man. We
Okay.
got a little small clip. We're gonna run a clip back here, and I'm gonna see what I see, and let's see what you see. Say, audience, we got a clip coming up for you, y'all bear with us. Trying to do the thug thizzle right here. 2000. Okay, so this is my year. We ain't got there yet, Kobe. We ain't got there yet. Yeah, take that down. We ain't got there yet. We still in my 11th grade year. So just say that. So, like I say, that night was a movie, man. That
Yeah.
night was a movie, and the ride home, because I ain't even ride the bus. I don't even know who put my stuff up. It was unbelievable. It was, so after that clock hit 0-0, I know what we were thinking. So what's going through your mind as it hit 0-0? What's going through your mind as a coach?
To my seniors that I failed them. It's almost like your own kids, man. Like to
That
see
hurt.
to see those kids cry. Yeah, I'm hurt at the same time, but now I got to be tough for those kids. I got to be strong for
That
those
hurt.
kids, and
That hurt, bro.
it's a hurt like no other, man. To watch those kids cry, to watch those kids.
Man.
That's their last time wearing that uniform and wearing that helmet. Man, it's a different type of hurt because you feel like you failed them. You feel like
And
you
that's
failed
the
them.
thing. It's the fact that you can't put on that helmet no more,
Right.
bro.
Yep.
That's the hurt.
Yeah. It's a
The
major
game
hurt.
cool, but it's the fact that, like, damn, this my last Friday.
Yep. Yep.
That game might have been on a Thursday, but
And
yeah, that hurt.
yeah, I mean it makes you recollect because my last game, like I said, we got beat by Biloxi, first round of playoffs. And I'm sitting there, I'm crying my eyes out. And Lord rest his soul, Coach Collada was the guy that came over to me, consoled me, told me everything's gonna be okay, this and that. And to this day, I still remember that conversation verbatim, word for word. And now I'm in that position that he was in, having to, you know, tell my seniors, this is not the end of the road. There's more to life than football. That same speech, even though it sounds redundant, it is what it is. There is more to life than
Right.
football. But at that time, and during that era, football was it. Nobody cared about what was next.
I
That
mean,
was it.
we was in school for football. I
Yeah.
mean, so like I say,
So
that as a player, man, that's crushing. Like I say, as a type of coach you were, I know that hurt you. Like it, hurt us because
yeah.
you could kind of relate to
Right.
us. This
Right.
our first big game. This your first one also, because
Yeah.
the year before we went to SHIT. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel you when you come in there. So that season over with. That season gone. Let's you a vet now. You a
Yeah.
vet. Let's go into your quote unquote your junior year
Mm-hmm.
as a coach. You know the ropes. Like
Yeah.
you know the program like the back of your hand. You know what it takes. We done been there, we done done that. In that summer, what's going through your mind? How do you prepare your summer to go into your fall as a coach?
Now, okay, now going into that year, same approach, same mindset, but now my thing is how can we get some of our guys to help on offense? How can we get some of those guys to help on defense? So you think about it, that year, a lot of those guys started to go both ways, and you were one of them. Malik was one of them. We had several guys now that's trying to help the team and being selfless and want to help on both sides of the ball. So now my mindset is, okay, how can I get these guys caught up to learn the coverages, to learn the footwork, to learn the game of football on the defensive side.
Right. It
So,
ain't easy.
it is not easy. It's not easy, especially trying to coach a senior that's never played defense to flip over and be able to do that. And it ended up working in our favor. We came up short that year, and we'll get to that later on. But it ended up bailing us out of like 2 or 3 games. I know having guys that can flip over and play both sides.
So we in 2009 year. Like I say, you a vet. It's fall. It's fall. We had
Yep.
a good spring. Because
Yep.
once again, we were trying to prove that 09 had they whatever going on, but it was majority of us on that field with them 09 guys. It was more of 10 on the field than 09. So we kind of had a point to prove that we can actually do it how it's supposed to be done. Like, that's
Right.
how we came in. So as a coach, how did you approach that season knowing you just laid an egg months ago?
Yep. Of course, you've been around it long enough. You've been around Wayne County football to where the community gonna remind you every day that you dropped the
Oh yeah.
ball every single day. So whether
Oh yeah.
whether you had whether you were self motivated or not, the community was gonna make sure that you were motivated because they gonna ask you the same question every single day.
What you gonna do this year?
Yeah,
What
what
y'all
y'all
gonna
gonna
do
do
this
this year?
year?
Y'all
What
gonna
y'all
be
gonna
better?
do
Y'all done
this
fixed the
year? Yeah.
turnovers. Y'all done did this. Y'all done moved this person here. Everybody the coach until they have to put their headset on. But that's neither here nor there. But if you weren't self motivated after that year, knowing what you had coming back, you had a great non-division. You had a great division, and then you get in the playoff, you win, you roll off 2 in a row, and then you lay an egg against West Jones. Then you're returning 80% of your starters. So now your mindset is, this is our year. This is
At
our year.
least 80, like 85,
Yep.
dog. At
Yep.
least.
I think we may have lost a
Like,
couple linemen that may have graduated.
honestly, two. That were Tad and
Tad and Debo.
Debo.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep. So I mean, we were locked and loaded to return and go back and finish what we started, and we almost did.
Right. So let's roll on. We're gonna roll on that year, man. How did it feel? Like compared to the year before when we knew we was loaded? How did the year after feel? Because I mean, we was loaded, but we still had some here and some there that we had to figure out on defense. I know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how did it come into that season? How, as a coach in that coaching room,
Mm-hmm.
as a collective whole, how did y'all prepare before the kickoff that first game?
Now we're preparing to get everybody in shape. Like I said, to play both ways. And we had a couple linemen that went both ways that year, if you remember. Uh, and so our mindset now is we're gonna still keep that same intensity. Our spring was still intense. Our off season was still intense. Going into the fall was still intense. Practice still were brutal. Now our mindset is, how do we get them, or how do we prepare them to finish? Because we didn't finish the year before. We started the race fast, but we didn't finish.
Bad,
Now our
bad.
mindset is, how can we prepare to beat West Jones? Because
It's
I mean,
honestly, I mean,
honestly, that was our mindset, and we all
yeah,
that almost cost us looking over everybody else to get to West Jones. It
we ended
almost
up
cost
losing
us.
three games. I think that year.
Mm-hmm.
I think we lost 3 games. But see, what was I'm speaking as a player. As a player, those 3 losses, they didn't really sting.
Yeah. Who
I
did we?
mean,
I'm trying to think. Who did we lose to that year?
we lost to Picayune, lost to Meridian.
And West Jones the first time.
Where's on the first time?
Yeah.
That Meridian loss was fluky. That was anyway.
Well,
So let's go there. Let's go there. Let's go to Meridian.
okay.
It's cloudy.
Yeah.
It's you know how the atmosphere is in Meridian.
Yeah.
We don't know nothing
Yeah.
about this team because they are a brand new. Like they are
Yeah.
new. So
Yeah.
this scouting report we got, it ain't. We ain't showing us. So as a coach, getting prepared for this new Meridian team, how did you go about trying to scheme up the plays in your mind to prepare?
Well, if you remember going into that game, I can't remember who the quarterback was. I can't remember his name, but he ended up getting hurt in like the first quarter, and then that's when Chucky Atkins comes in, And that's the first time we've ever seen Power
Ever.
Reed, and he ran it to
Ever.
perfection. When I say
Ever.
perfection, he ran Power Reed to perfection, and we didn't have a clue how to stop it. We did not have a clue. And
Shout out to Coach Ernest, man. Shout out to Coach Ernest. Say, Coach Ernest, I gotta get you here. You was in there with us. I gotta
get him.
get you here, Ern. But yeah, shout out to Coach Ernest, man. One time for Coach Ernest.
Yeah, get him, man. Get him. That's the second coming goat there. Uh, but yeah, man,
That's him.
the quarterback ended up getting hurt, and Chucky Atkins comes in, and they running Power Read, like I said, and it was raining, it was flooding. You know, it had the field was tore up. That's when they still had grass, right before they had got turf, and we fell apart as coaches on the sideline. We fell apart as the players
Oh,
fell
it
apart
was.
on that sideline because we couldn't figure it out. How in the
We
world we
didn't
gonna
know
stop this
what
Power Read?
we didn't know what was
I
going on.
mean,
Like,
you know, now that me coaching it on offense, it's one of my favorite plays, especially if you got a runner, because
right.
it really puts you in a bind defensively because it's a form of triple option. Is what it is. And if you ever try to defend triple option, you know you better start 2-3 weeks early if you're gonna defend it. And but that kid, man, that kid ran triple option. I mean, ran power read till the cows came home. And like I said, I coached with Coach Wing, you know, the past 3 years, and we talked about that. He said, Coach, he said that's the only play he's ever run in practice because he was normally just a running back. So they bumped him up to quarterback once the starter got hurt, and he said, Coach, that's the only play he knew how to run. I said, well, crap. I said, he ran it to perfection.
Perfection. Perfection. So that's a bump in the road that I mean it was a bump, but it wasn't the end of the world. So as players it wasn't, but as coaches, coming off of that loss, what's going through your mind? Is it we're okay going through your mind, or is it we gotta fix this going through your mind? Because for us, it was like, it's okay.
Yeah,
No lie. For us, it was like it's okay because we ain't finna see these, what's no more.
yeah,
So
yeah,
who running power option as a quarterback? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
as a coach, coming out that field in that film room the next day, what was the message to yourself?
I hope don't nobody else run it.
Say it again for the
Yeah,
people that can't hear you. Yeah.
that was my mindset. The next week, I was like, I hope I can't remember who we were playing next, but I was like, I hope to God that they don't take this film and implement
Quick
this.
question
You know,
before we go ahead.
go ahead.
I just thought about something. Let's backtrack. That summer, remember, we changed all the defense.
Yep, yep.
How did that come apart? How did the decision to go to a conventional Madden defense of 4-3, like how did that come apart as a coaching staff?
Well, you know, that was the year Coach Murphy left. You know, Murphy left,
Right.
and then Chap took over. And Chap has always been a even man front guy. Murphy was more of a stat guy, and so when Murphy left and Chap took over, Chap set us down as a defensive stylist and said, "What fits us best? You know, what can we do defensively that's gonna fit us and prepare us for what's coming on down the road?" And you know, we put our heads together and said, look, we're not as big on the defensive front, so we need more guys up front. So that's when we ended up going to a even man front and still keeping, still being able to keep four guys in the secondary.
Right,
You
because
know,
what was crazy was even though we was in Gator, we still could bump to stack
yeah,
on the field because of we had our personnel. We had a very versatile personnel.
yeah. I mean,
I remember that.
having a guy like Juice that could walk down and still play the five tech and come off the edge, and then you could back him up, and he could play in space. Having a guy like Willie that could also play in space. Cran and G and Jarrell, all those guys were athletic as all get out at linebacker, man. I mean, we were so athletic at
We were
linebacker that,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it was tough. I mean, you had to sit there and Alvin Smith, man, that thing, we were loaded at linebacker, man. That's 8 guys that I just named that could start for
We
anybody in the state.
maximized. Y'all maximized it. That's what I was trying to like figure out because I remember coming out. We didn't even do that in the spring. We were still stacking the spring.
Yep, we started out
We
stacking the
didn't
spring.
start Gator until fall, and he was like, go for this 4-3 set with 2 safeties. I'm like, oh, this it's pretty legit. We started running cover 21, 21, 31.
Yep.
We started mixing a lot that in. So how did that come apart, mixing coverage in as a defensive back coach?
All right, so our scheme far as that, cause we did a bunch of combo coverage, like you said, some 21, which means cover 2 to the most receiver side, and 1 to the single side or to the least receiver side. And so we took that approach because of the type of corners that we had. I think that was you and Davion, and I can't remember who the other one was.
Yeah,
But
Davion
at the
had
time,
graduated. That
y'all
was
were
me
the
and
two
Kate.
corners.
Yeah, that was me and
KK,
KK my
okay.
senior year when we went
KK.
Gator. But like you say, we had hella strong safeties. We had hella safeties. Like we had a lot of safeties. So them guys played linebacker and DB all in the same scheme.
Mm-hmm.
How did figuring that part out? How did it happen?
Okay, so our biggest thing was who can play back deep, and we had to figure out who could be back deep, and those two guys had to be smart. They had to be smart, and they had to be able to run and talk. They had to be verbal because they had to counter, the receiver. They had to check, the coverage to the field. They had to, make sure the linebackers were in sync with their coverage as well. And like I said, having two guys at corner that we didn't mind putting on the island, especially if you can put any corner on the island by himself and feel comfortable, that makes it that makes calling defenses very, very easy. We can put it like that. So our mindset was we're not gonna stay in one coverage where people know where we are. Okay, so
Right.
now me being on the offensive side, okay, I see it. I really see where it hurts you and where it makes play calling difficult because you may sit there and all corners both corners may be sitting at 5, and then both safeties sitting at 10, thinking okay they in cover 2 or they can be in some form of quarters or they finna spin. And then all of a sudden, they stay at that same leverage, but one side is in cover 2 and one side is in cover 1. So it makes your play calling a lot difficult, and it makes play callers spend more time with the quarterback.
I can agree. I can agree to everything he just said because, like I say, as far as playing offense, also, them corners at 5 and linebackers at 5, I mean,
it's tough.
It's tough. But when you in stack and you got certain alignments, I know what you're doing. You in my face, I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I understand that was a nice move.
Yeah.
Like shout out to the defensive staff that year because we was in stack forever in a day.
Mm-hmm.
Forever in a day. West Jones knew exactly what we were doing when we were gonna do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like I said, good adjustment. So, how hard is it as a coach to be like, oh, shit, let's change it?
Well, me being, like I said, that was my 3rd year in it. It really wasn't a hard transition for me because I wasn't one of those guys that was just stuck in their own ways and saying, okay,
Right.
we're gonna do it this way and that's it. And then having a staff, me, Chap, Ski, who else was on that staff that year? I think Steve Gandy was on that staff that year.
Steve, what up?
Yeah. We had a bunch of guys that didn't have egos, and we just said, okay, we're gonna do what's best for this group and make sure we put the best players on the field to get it done. But we didn't care about feelings getting hurt and that kind of stuff. But the players bought in. Like I said, when you got guys that's bought in, that makes it a lot easier.
I can't agree. So let's let's fast forward because, like I say, them losses they were losses, but we didn't dwell on them losses. But
Right.
let's get to Pt1 and get what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Run that tater. So coming out Pt1, we know what they do. They looking like Meridian.
Yeah.
Adjusting for that game.
Mm-hmm.
Adjusting for that game and that team. We ain't seen this all year. What's going on in this defensive group, coaching staff? What's going on in this staff? What y'all trying to accomplish here?
Well, with Pt1, they're gonna run the power toss until even if you stop it, they're still gonna run it. So we trying to prepare guys to be able to take it on, backers to be able to take it on, defensive linemen that can take up a gap to make it bounce. You know, Wayne County is the first, and I shout out to Chow. Wayne County is the first team that has ever made Picayune bounce to power toss out the, to D gap ever.
And start passing.
And yeah, and make them throw more than they wanted to. Like I say, that shout out to Chap. Chap came up with a heck of a game plan. That
Man, shout like he said, bro. Shout out to one of the goals, man. Shout out to Coach, man. Shout out to Coach Chapman, bro. If y'all know where he at, call him because he owe my mama some dirt, and I need him to get. I need him to come to the podcast. But hey, my mama need that dirt. But shout out to Coach Chapman, man. One time, man, Coach Chapman, bro.
Yeah.
So Picayune.
Yeah.
We hit him in the mouth. Boom. Oh, they start throwing out routes. Left and right.
Yeah.
I was adjusting to that.
Yeah. I would say, man, because our coverage, if you remember, and we've done it since forever, our coverage against Picayune was always cover 2 to the 2 receiver side, cover 1 to the single side. And because we knew how much they ran flood routes. They ran out. We knew that, okay.
Right, they going to bootleg out of flood.
And we got a guy in the flats. We got a guy over the top. We got the backside safety rolling high. So, we always were able to take that away. And, they jumped out on us 21 in that game. Yep. They jumped out on us 21-0. Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah. We look up, we're down 21-0. And we go in for halftime. And Coach Ball throws a fit. He throws a fit, and we come out, and Malik Lofton loses his mind. Catches 2-3 touchdowns like it was nothing. We back in it. And we had to work this coverage all week, where we would take, if they motion anything, we would back the corner up, and the backside safety had to find the number 3 receiver away. And I ain't gonna call the kid name on here.
We done had a show about it. We done had a segment about that. We done had a segment. Hit him in slow motion, like,
man, we screaming. I'm talking about we screaming it. We are screaming it, man. I mean, back we telling him find a wing. He looking at us. Trying to find it, and they snapped that ball, play action. They got down the middle of the field for the game-winning touchdown. And I'm like, well, it ain't like we hadn't worked it all week. It was something we worked all week long, and because it was their favorite red zone play. It was their favorite play, and he wasn't a original starter. Like I said, you was out that week, and I think maybe Sean Rankin was out that week.
Sean was out there with it because Sean was screaming at it.
Okay, well,
Sean was screaming at it.
But we missed the coverage, and they end up hitting us on that for the game-winning touchdown. And that game
winning.
I think that's the game that flipped us. That flipped that switch. Because it left a sour taste in our mouth, and it showed us how fast we could score, how good we could be on defense. Because second half, I think they didn't score until the last play of the game. The second half,
they did.
They were barely moving the ball.
Oh, Desmond didn't play that game. Sean played free safety. Hubert played box. Hubert played in the box. That what happened. Desmond was out.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Me and him on the sideline, on the market board, trying to coach.
Yeah.
Hey, and then see, you notice I didn't reference to that y'all versus us game because as a player, I'm gonna get into it as a coach, but as a player, all games matter. They do. We on national television. They all matter, but it was something about it.
Yeah.
I didn't play. I tried. I tried. My Desmond was out too. He was out too. But let's go 5 minutes to that game. How was it? Your first national televised game. You were coach.
Man.
You were at Wayne County. You got West Jones. It's 10,000 here.
Yeah.
It's 10.
Yeah.
We got lights.
Yeah.
cried that night. Boy, I cried. We got lights. We got herbs.
Yeah.
We got a jumbotron.
Yeah. Man, that just leading up to that, because we were already getting followed by the cameras and all that stuff anyway. So, like I said, pre fall camp, all we were thinking about is how can we get y'all not to overlook everybody else and focus on West Jones. So
it kind of went the other way.
It went the other way around. It went the
other way because
so,
once again, we knowing these guys really can't F with us.
Yeah. Yeah. And we played over our heads, man. We got in that game again and let them get under our skin pre-game. They had the rubber chickens throwing at us. They had the KFC head buckets on their head, and pre-game, we over there getting into it with them and jaw jacking and all that stuff.
Getting chill bumps.
They got in our head.
Getting chill bumps about that, boy.
Yeah, man. They got in our head, and we did not play good at all.
We
that
didn't,
night,
bro. And I remember like it was yesterday, man. I remember.
Yeah.
I'm talking from a player standpoint right now. I remember, man. I got hurt. I heard at practice for homecoming.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell? I don't even know. But I remember, man, in that locker room, I went out. First off, I went out 2 hours early like an NFL player. I still warming up. I'm thinking I'm good.
Yeah.
Like I'm ready. So, man, we get in the locker room. They pull me to the office. I'm thinking I'm finna get ready to suit up. Oh, they tell me, just put your shoulder pads on. Warm up so they won't change their game plan. Senior night.
Yep.
Boy, that hurt me.
Yep.
So bad.
Yep.
So bad.
I remember that. That's the game that they just came out throwing the football. They did not.
When they realized, something different. Something different. Number one lost his.
Yeah. Yep. They came out and decided they were gonna throw the football.
And it's on the DVD. Oh, throw it.
Yeah.
Throw it.
Yep. That was that mindset. And talking to Bud, fast forward talking to Bud Black, which was the offensive coordinator at that time. Bud said, they felt like they couldn't run the ball against us. They came in and felt like, they could not run the football, so they're going to come in and throw it. And he said they took that fastest guy, and that kid was real fast. Can't remember his name. That kid was real fast, and they put him on the island, and they exploited us. They did.
Get there.
Yeah.
Right. Honestly, get there. So, seeing they changed, what were supposed to be the adjustments?
Well, we weren't. That game, our mindset was we kind of went back to stack a little bit that game because
a lot of bit.
Yeah, because Sean had broke his hand or wrist or something, and so
that was on the sideline.
Yep, and so that changed a lot of stuff because of the secondary, and we ended up going back to stack. And if anybody knows stack, you single up that backside receiver, and you can run whatever route you want to run. That's a lot of grass for that guy to cover. I don't care who you are.
Let me tell you something. Them hashes in high school?
Yeah.
But I'm 50-yard hashes.
Yeah, that's a long way for your safety to come help you. I can tell you that much.
Okay.
And but they took advantage of it. They went trips one way and threw the backside post, the backside comeback, backside fade.
All day.
They threw whatever to that single side, and we didn't make an adjustment. And like I said, I don't mind taking the blame for my stuff. I tell the kids every day, if we win, it's cost of y'all. If we lose, it's cost of me. And I should have been man enough to tell Chap we need to go back too high and figure it out. Make them make the adjustment. That like I said, I don't mind
because yeah. We was on our heels. I was on the sideline watching them. We were in defense mode.
Yeah.
We were playing not to lose.
Yep.
At that point,
We were more reactive than proactive, and it came back to bite us. But
right, we was reacting to everything they was doing instead of making them react to our defense. I understand that.
right.
I understand that.
But
So 2 games skid. 2 games skid. We in the playoffs. 2 game. We what second seed maybe.
second or third seed. I can't
We
remember.
might have been third. Knowing we gonna see these boys again. So we
Mm-hmm.
knowing the competition ain't like that. But Stone County.
Yeah.
How was that coaching wise? How was it that game?
Our biggest thing was not to look over them, not to overlook them, but we knew we could beat them. We knew they were physical. We knew that they lined up in the eye and ran the wing tee and the triple option and all that
Right.
stuff. We knew that was coming. And playing them actually gave us the idea how to beat West Jones the second time. So, just fast forward, and I hate to fast forward, but using some of what they did help us fast forward to second time we played West Jones. And
that comes with a great coaching staff, man.
Mm-hmm.
Preparation, being with the same guys.
Yeah.
Same guy.
Yeah.
They come from preparation. So we end up barely winning that game.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I remember practice. You remember practice that week?
Yeah. It was.
They gave the ball to Marquise Coleman.
Yep.
30 times. We probably stopped them twice.
Yep.
Probably.
Yep.
And guess what? We get in Stone County. Guess what happened? We goal line. They touchdown, they win. In that moment, in that huddle, what's going through your mind?
Picayune, because it was the same scenario. Same scenario. Yeah. And we just told, I can remember Chapin now saying pitch a fit. That's what he kept repeating, because all we had to do to stop that offense was penetration. And once he got that front seven pissed off enough to penetrate it, that was it.
It's a game. Right.
Yep.
Man, I remember that game, bro. It was, man, big. Shout out to Huber redeeming himself.
Yeah. Yep. He did.
Shout out to old Huberto redeeming himself, big bro.
Yep.
First round. Would have almost been at the crib, but that bro. That game there and that practice, dog. We hadn't practiced that hard since spring.
Mm-hmm.
But as a coach, coming into the playoffs, what was your mindset, and how did you attempt to prepare us? Because we were looking over. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. Well, our division kind of helped us this year prepare for the playoffs, because we weren't just playing teams that were spread. We were playing teams that were pro-eye. We were playing teams that were wing tee. We were playing teams that was, 2-back, split back. We played multiple offenses during that year. So that prepared us for the coastal team. The coastal team, they run whatever offense they can think of, and they're going to run it. And so that prepared us for Stone, even though we weren't mentally prepared, because we were still, in our feelings about the West Jones game. Still hurt. We were still hurt by the West Jones game, but guess what?
West Jones and Picayune.
Yeah.
Bam, bam.
But guess what? The next week, we got West Jones.
Oh, yes, sir.
The next week, we had West Jones.
I remember that game there. I don't even think I did I play that game?
And you couldn't find. Well, that game, you couldn't find 10 more coaches that was more prepared. You couldn't find 22 guys that were more prepared to play a Friday night game than us that year. We knew what they were going to run, how they were going to run it. And what screwed the pooch on them is when we jumped in the pro-eye and we ran the midline triple.
And we ran that tater in that A-gap. Then lined up pro eye with a tight end running bootleg.
Yep. Midline.
So let's go there. Let's
Yep.
go there. Preparing. Preparation for this game. How did it come about? And like I say, in that coach's meeting, how did it come about?
Our biggest thing was, okay, we know them. They're not going to change. They hadn't changed in 20 years. They're not going to change.
You just said that.
They're not going to change. But us, okay, what can we do? And I wasn't in the offensive meeting, but just, after we always meet offense and defense, we split, and then we always come together and we talk about it. And the first thing, Coach Boy, he came in there with a smile on his face. He said, we're going to run the triple.
I remember that.
And I was like,
too.
All of us on defense like, what? We ain't ran triple all year. What are you talking about? He said, we're going to get in pro eye. Andre going to be at the fullback, and we're going to run triple. I said, okay, you the man. Okay, bet, do what you do.
We ain't got a fullback or tight end on a roster.
And you think about it. That first day of practice, that Monday, we stunk it up because we couldn't take a snap under center. We were pitching it behind guys. We were making the wrong read. And he was ready to scratch it. He really was. He was ready to scratch that offense. And we all met. And Chap told him, he said, man, Rome wasn't built overnight, man. Give it a chance. And man.
But see, when you so used to, and I'm going to downgrade this word a little bit, we so used to perfection.
Yeah.
When it don't work, you like, should I dab with it? Because I'm so used to when I do it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Like I say, they ain't ran pro eye since King.
You're right. Yeah.
And Drexler freshman year for the first half.
Mm-hmm.
So we looking, that's a long time ago.
Yeah. Man, the first series we jumped out there and we ran it, and we marched the ball pretty much up and down the field. And we go in for halftime, and the camera guy comes up to us. The camera guy that was filming for the y'all versus us, he comes up to us and he was like, God, they over there about to fight. We were like, who about to fight? He said, the coaches. The coaches over there about to fight. He said they can't figure out how to stop your fullback. And which they couldn't. I mean, Andre had a field day, and DeMarcus did a hell of a job of reading it.
Field day. I mean, just give it to him.
Yeah. And, fast forward and watching the film afterwards, watching the actual live footage, they were actually back there arguing about, the DC was like, he was telling Pearson, I can't figure out how to stop him. I don't have an answer. And Pearson was like, well, we got to find an answer. He was like, hell, 9 can't stop him. 22 scared of him. And, he was just naming guys. He was like, we can't stop it. And we knew, man, we knew that was a ball game. We finna get ready to line up and play Mouse Point next week.
Line is y'all versus us. Because one thing about it, and two things for sure, we knew they wasn't effing with us that game, bro. Like, this ain't even no lie.
Yeah.
We knew it.
This is year 18 for me. Well, year 19 coaching, but year 18 in education. Then I can count on one hand about 4, maybe 5 games, big games that I walked in, I knew we were gonna win.